Hi, I'm Mrs. Gochin, the Media Specialist at William Annan Middle School. In this video, we will talk about the importance of evaluating web pages, some of the key characteristics of a web page that you should review, and the questions you should ask to determine if the web page is a reliable, good quality source. As we previously learned, you have to take the extra step of evaluating or analyzing web pages and websites because anyone can create them. Any information can be put on a web page, and that information could be false, misleading, or biased. Notice that I have used the words website and web page. What is the difference? Well, a web page is a single screen of information from the internet that is usually about a single topic. In the diagram, you see an example right here of a web page. A website is a collection of web pages usually created by the same author or organization that can be accessed from the website's homepage. So this whole diagram is an example of a website with a home page leading to the individual web pages that together make up the website. When using web sources, you evaluate, take notes, or use information from a single web page at a time. To evaluate a web page, we use a web evaluation sheet that contains questions that help you determine the reliability and trustworthiness of the web page. In 6th grade, we use the Evaluating My Web Page Source sheet. Let's take a look. Notice it is made up of 5 sections, each of which contains questions based on who, when, what, where, and why. There are also large arrows pointing to certain questions. These are judgment questions. They are where you have to make a judgment call based on the answers to the previous questions. What's a judgment call? A judgment call means you are making a decision to the best of your ability based on what you know. Let's look at the different sections. The Who section has questions to determine who is responsible for the information on the web page and what is their authority, meaning their expertise or knowledge, and how that is related to the topic the web page is about. So to answer these questions, you locate the author or organization's name, and then you learn about them. And you can find that information by selecting the About Us link or About tab, usually found in a top side or bottom menu. It might also be called Who I Am, What We Do, Mission or Purpose, or something like that. After reading about the person or organization's background on the About Us page and identifying information about their background related to the web page topic, you have to then decide, do you think they are an authority or expert on your topic? For instance, a person who has a college degree, career, or has written publications related to the web page topic would be an authority on that topic. This third question asks you to make that judgment call. The When section has questions to assess how current the information is on the web page and asks you to find a copyright created or last updated date. Then you need to decide if your topic requires the information to be very timely or current, or if it is okay if it is a few years old. For instance, researching information about an historical event or person would not require that the web page information be recently updated, but researching a current event or scientific breakthrough would. The What section has questions that assess the accuracy of the information or correctness. To answer these questions, you must browse through the web page's information to determine if it is factual rather than someone's opinion, if it is well organized with few grammatical errors. If so, this would indicate that someone spent time to put this information together, which could be an indication of quality. Another question asks about the objectivity or the bias of the information. Does the author or organization Present both sides of an issue so that you feel it's not overly biased toward one side or the other, which might lead to exaggerated or misleading information. Also, does the author or organization show references indicating where they got their information from if they didn't originally create it? When researching, you want to make sure you are using factual, accurate information. The Where section, down here number 4, has questions that ask you to take a look at the website that the web page is a part of. Recall that diagram we had of website versus web page. We do this by going to the home page for the website to determine what the website is and what the URL or the address is of that website, which can give you an indication of the creator of the information. And that's what you would write down for number D. For instance, a .com website is usually a business website, a .gov is a U.S. government website, and a .edu site is created by an educational organization, such as a public school or university. In addition, you identify the name of the web page that you are taking notes from or taking information from. These are titles at the top of the web page and at the top of the home page. So web page name, website name are titles at the top. The final section, number 5, is the Why section. It asks what the purpose of the web page is. That is, why was it created? To inform us or give us information, or was it to sell us something like Amazon.com, or to entertain us like a free gaming site? You want informational web pages, especially when you are researching a topic. Finally, once all questions have been answered, you make a final assessment of whether you can trust this web page. If you answered yes to all questions, then you can trust the web page has reliable, accurate information. If you answered no to any questions, then it may not be a reliable web page, and it's best to look for a more reliable web page to use. So, to recap, it's necessary to evaluate web pages before using their information. Remember, there is no editor or gatekeeper to make sure all information is accurate. There's a difference between a web page and a website. Website is a collection of web pages. Web page is a single screen of information from the internet. We evaluate and take notes from a single web page at a time. And finally, using the green web evaluation sheet and answering the evaluation questions for your web page will help you determine if the web page is reliable and contains trustworthy information. So, remember to always evaluate a web page before you use its information for learning, research, or presentation. This skill does take some practice to master, so hang in there and do the best you can. It does get easier. Good luck.